Golf with your friends looked really fun and promising, but unfortunately I was met with disappointment. The physics are very janky, not just for your golf ball itself, but also for its surrounding golf courses. I've had many instances where I got flung off the map after trying to gently push my way up the hill, and instead I flew across the entire biome. There are certain parts of walls that don't behave like walls should, same goes for cannons, stuff like that. You could say that the physics of this game just don't want to physics. Overall, the maps were disappointing. In this video, I will rate them all, and spoiler alert, I only enjoyed a few of the courses. Let's dive right into it. It was fine. Most of the holes were fun enough. It was my first ever game, so of course my performance is not going to be the best. There was one physics issue where I repeatedly got launched all the way up in the air when I tried to go up a little tiny hill. It was a decent map overall. It gets a 3.5 out of 5. No, just no. Most of these holes were horrible, janky, bad physics-based holes, and none of us had fun playing this map. I suppose it started off decent, but ended on a very wrong note. It introduced the air pads to me, where it blows you upwards, and it did not work as expected. Not great. I will probably never play this map again, only for the other game mode achievements if I decide that I'm going to 100% this game. 1 out of 5. Pirate Cove was decent. The holes weren't too bad. The overall physics of the game just didn't really work well, but that's not very specific to this course. I'd say this is the best map out of the 3 I played in my first gaming session. Fun enough theme, fun enough holes. This one gets a passing grade from me. It will get a 4 out of 5. The theme was kind of executed meh. Didn't really see anything haunted for the first half of the course. At the end few holes there was a very confusing hole where you couldn't really see where you were supposed to be going. Also another hole where you jump through a hung animal's head and it always yeeted me out of there wrong even though it's supposed to be a shortcut. Not the worst map ever made, but definitely not a good one. 2 out of 5. Oasis is an okay map. Theming is good. The music fits the vibe. Overall, the holes aren't bad. Probably about the same enjoyment level as Pirate Cove. There were some questionable physics-related issues when playing, but that's just the main coding and not related to the map itself. One thing to note is that the sand on the course slows you down, but the sand outside of the course does not. That might be a bit confusing when you play this map for the first time. Overall, just a solid 4 out of 5. Up until this point, this is my favorite course. The gravity mechanic works well enough, the black holes less so, but it does not feel game-breaking or too unfair. Towards the end, there's more unfair courses based on guess the right path or you're fucked lol, which I did not really appreciate, so it will lose points for that. More complex courses that require you to think though, which is fun. It felt like an actual mini-golf course. 4 out of 5. Started off okay, became insufferable later on. It was all more Egyptian or ancient themed, which we've seen multiple times already by now, and I got shot out of bounds countless times unfairly. Glitchy walls and gaps in the track where there shouldn't be. It looked really promising, but failed to deliver on its premises. I wouldn't cry if I had to play this course again, but I wouldn't pick it again either. 2 out of 5. No, just no. It's not a volcano map. It's another one of those gravity portal ones. theme doesn't work at all, the pathways you need to take are unclear, there's unfair parts like at the final hole where you will just be stuck in this loop if you're unlucky like me. It's not really something I would play again. No. 1.5 out of 5. This is quite boring with some very asshole tracks. My golf ball got flung off the map again multiple times for no reason. There were holes that were so unclear where to go that it inflated my score massively. And again, there's just not any originality in this course. It's a whole bunch of nothing. 2 out of 5. I mean, it was fine? I'm not really sure on this one. It properly lets you know that clicking left mouse button in the water makes you jump for the first time, but that's about it in terms of new interesting things. The track itself isn't too bad though, so I guess this one gets the stamp of barely being good enough. 3 out of 5. This course does the collab with the Worms franchise quite well. They actually implemented Worms game elements, which elevates the course. It's very fun to watch your friends be exploded by the holy hand grenade, sheep and other bombs. The course is definitely not perfect by far, but in Gordon Ramsay's words, you're the best of the worst. 4.2 out of 5. I don't really get why this was made into its own map. I assume this was some sort of collaboration between the Escapists and Golf with Your Friends, but damn, this course was boring. The only Escapists related stuff I saw was that the course vaguely resembled a prison sometimes. Boring holes, boring implementation of the collab. Yeah, that gets a nope from me. 1.5 out of 5. The Deep is nothing special. If you were to compare it with The Boys, this course would play exactly like the role of The Deep. Comic relief and stupidity. It's not a fun course. It's just Pirates Cove but underwater themed. The cannon is janky and it doesn't work well. The course yeeted me across the map again when I tried to go up a hill. It could be worse, but honestly, just take Homelander's advice on this one and don't hang out with The Deep. 2 out of 5. I was skeptical at first because it seemed subpar for an ancient Greek themed course, especially since the angel wings are just recycled jetpacks. I don't really know how to feel about this one. Mixed, I suppose. The golden roads are quite fun and interesting as a concept. This is not bad at all. Worth the $8.99 I paid for it? No, but on a sale this could be worth it. 3.2 out of 5. Actually quite enjoyable. Does not feel impossible to beat below par unlike most other courses. The course itself is like a mashup of The Forest and Candyland in terms of enjoyment and vibes. Is it worth $8.99? Absolutely not. But if you like the game and want to play more developer-made courses, you should get this one on sale. Solid. 3.7 out of 5. This is advertised as a difficult course, and I think it's good that it is. During my first playthrough, I did not make it to the hole in time for at least 3 holes. It's challenging, and I think for some holes not in a fair way. Hardcore golf enthusiasts might see this as the optimal challenge. I see this as making a course so weirdly packed with wonky physics that you're lucky if you can get par on this course. Not the worst thing they've made, but certainly not the best. For 9 holes instead of 18, don't get this at €5 full price, but at a discount. 2.5 out of 5. This DLC is called Bouncy Castle. Yet I did not really bounce much. I guess they got the theme right in terms of layout and graphic design, but not so much in the gameplay aspect. I definitely would not buy a mid-course like this for $8.99. This is one of those times where I'd love there to be a mixed review option, because this course is neither good nor bad for what it advertises itself to be, so I guess I'll be generous and give it a 3 out of 5. Alright, on average the course has received a 2.67 out of 5 for the base game and a 2.8 out of 5 including all DLCs. This translates roughly to a 5.5 out of 10. It's very mid overall, and if you like being goofy about mini golf with your friend group, by all means get this game when it's on sale. I think I would rather play Discord golf though.